Hi, everyone. It's 7:10. There seems to be a little bit of unfamiliarity with the register link, but it is the common link that we use for all our meetings. So all guests have to sign up, including members. All right. Welcome to the joint meeting with Dynamic Toastmasters, one of the is this older, one of the older clubs set up in 2000? Is that correct?
You're testing my memory. I think about 2000. I think.
Yeah, about 2000. I remember because I've been to their meetings. Is it still at Tin Hau?
Not anymore. The Tin Hau Hotel has been converted to a quarantine hotel, so we will have a new venue in Admiralty, the deck.
Oh, right. Quite a number of clubs use that one.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Hi, I am the Zoom master of the evening. And as you see, there are some Zoom ethics before we start the meeting. We should really name ourselves with our roles in front. Like for myself, I am the Zoom master ZM. I'm also the evaluator 1. And in the club, I'm the SAA. Followed by your name. And maybe we should put our club as well so that we know which club we are from. So for Saurabh and people who are not from the District 89, you can just put your club and your district behind your name. Shall we do that? Please take some time to rename yourself. All right, so put your role in front and then followed by your name and then your club. Yeah, something like that. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Other than we also should, here is the Toastmasters promise. We have quite a bit of promise. I will not read that. This is a meeting between two very established clubs. So I'll not do that. And let's see. And the Toastmasters mission is, of course, to advance communication and leadership in society. And with that, let me put on my normal background. Let me now pass the time to the welcome. Troy has done the welcome. We have done the network. All right. And let us pass the time to the opening remarks by the acting president of Founders Toastmasters, Bharat Nanja. Distinguished Toastmaster, Bharat Nanja.
Thank you so much, Cohen, for introducing me as DTM. We have still 2 minutes to go before we can say the meeting is open.
I've just started the meeting, I've just kicked off the meeting, so let's start.
Okay, so I have applied for my DTM. I've completed my journey, but still I get the certificate. I'm not officially a DTM, but that is, we still believe, and today we have to not to stop believing. So if I could do it, you all can do it. And wishing you all good luck going forward in our journey to become distinguished Toastmasters. Don't stop believing. Very simple, but very difficult. Every time we have self-doubts, we will face struggles, and we will be challenging ourselves. If we believe, we will certainly make sure that everything comes. And that is what they say. Come what may be, the show must go on. We have some struggles today in the morning. We have been flooded with messages. I am not able to join in, and maybe we will have a relook at it, our joining in procedure or Zoom procedure in our upcoming meetings and our XCOM. We will certainly discuss it. With the spirit of Toastmasters, let the show go on. And I'm so thankful to experience Toastmaster Club, Dynamic, who have been chartered somewhere in 1990s, I think 1996. And we are just a young club going to finish our first year in June. So learning together, learning from the experience of well-established clubs. And thanks again for the team, every member and the ExCom, especially Joseph and Joy, who made this possible. Without further ado, I will now declare the meeting open and invite Joseph, to the acting president for Dynamic, Toastmaster Josham, to give his opening remarks. And from there, he will pass on the stage to the MC of the day. Over to you, Joseph, with a big high five.
Thank you, Bharat, for your kind words. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, Dynamicans, members or founders Toastmasters Club. It's my great honor to be the acting president to give an opening remark in this meeting. Today's theme is don't stop believing. I can't believe because I've been actually separate from my family for over 1.5 years already. They are now in Melbourne, and actually I'll be flying over there this Saturday, and to reunite with them. So I really can't believe. So don't stop believing. As Bharat mentioned to me earlier, I think all of us, being a member of the Toastmaster family or community, we want to be a greatest leader, greatest speakers. So I think tonight is a time for us to shine and to be able to grab this opportunity. It's a great opportunity for the two clubs to come together and have a joint meeting. So please enjoy the evening, and can we ask you all to put our hands, a big welcome to all of us, at least start the tonight's meeting with a big round of applause. Okay, thank you. So shall I pass the time to the CME for tonight's meeting? It's
yes, that's me.
Oh yes, oh yes, of course. Okay, thanks for the hint, Joy.
No worries. Thank you very much, Joseph. And I feel like Joseph did my job. Like he invited everyone to start clapping their hands as a warm-up exercise. Well, I still welcome you, even though we've had people do my job in the beginning of this meeting, to this wonderful joint meeting between Founders Toastmasters as well as Dynamic Toastmasters Club. We have a really interesting theme, Don't Stop Believing. And it's something that really matters in the world today, in business world, when it comes to education. We'll all experience failure at a certain point in time. But to quote Darren Lacroix, the 2001 world champion of public speaking, I consider failures valuable negative information. And he keeps moving forward with his goal. So as a warm-up activity for today, instead of getting everybody instead of me just talking about not stopping believing, I've got something special. So I'm going to play a song that is quite famous, and I want you all to turn on your microphones, unmute yourselves, and sing along to the song, because it's related to Not Stopping to Believe by 1970s band Queen. And the name of the song is Don't Stop Me Now. Has anybody heard of it?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to play like the first 1 or 1.5 minutes. Would love to hear your voice. Even though you only sing in the shower, we welcome that. So the lyrics are here. Let me just share sound.
Gonna have myself a really good time. I feel alive.
And the world I'll turn it inside. Yeah. Floating around in ecstasy. So don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause having a good time like a tiger. Find the laws of gravity. Racing car passing by the lake like a go, there's no stopping me. Bring me to the sky.
Okay, I know he told me not to stop, but I think I'm gonna stop here. Otherwise, we'll turn into a karaoke session. So I hope that all warmed you up. Don't stop now because we're just getting started with our Toastmasters meeting. So to start off today's meeting, I'm going to introduce you to some of our facilitators for tonight. First up, we have our grammarian, Irene. Can you give me a big round of applause to welcome Irene?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. This is Irene, and I'm really pleased to be the grammarian tonight. What I'll do is listen attentively to all the good words. And of course, don't count on me to point out what to improve, because I believe every one of you is speaking like a pro. And I believe every one of you will be speaking like a pro. That's what I'm going to say. All right, everyone, enjoy the meeting. I'm so pleased to see a lot of old friends like Cohen and Barrett. I'll talk to you again in the reporting session.
Thank you very much. Irene, you spoke like a pro. Big round of applause for that. So let's welcome our counter. Let's put our hands together for Brian.
Hey, yeah, I'm the counter for today. So I'll be here to look for notes down all the overused words, like all sort of filler words, like and all those stuff. I mean, I do believe you guys would lower the amounts down. So yeah, I mean, I'll see you guys in a bit as well.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Brian. Now we welcome our timer. Let's call Bharat. Bharat, are you here?
Okay, I'm here with you.
Okay, I think your video is off.
Oh, this is me here on a different video.
Oh, on a different device. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I'm using two computers today. Apologies for that because I'm trying to set up this one. But then again, I'm the timer for you today. And you can see there is another Zoom, which is marked timer. So to avoid confusion, and since I'm having some challenge with my computer, I would request Zoom Master Cohen to spotlight me when I do show the green virtual background. So today, let me share my screen with you. So everyone can see this. I will be showing virtual backgrounds here. And on the virtual background, you can see the color. And this would be these are our timing rules today. So for speech, the green virtual background will come at 5, yellow at 6, red at 7. And there will be a small ding dong bell when you cross the grace period of 30 seconds. So everyone can see the chart here for time, the table topic evaluator, the grammarian, the counter, this is the reports. And we also have table topics which are going to be 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes with 30 seconds grace. So the timing assignment is given on this grid. And I will also put this on the chat so everyone can take note. I will be presenting my report when I'm called upon during the evaluation period. Back to you, Toastmaster. Have a nice meeting.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Bharat. Bharat, actually, you've forgotten to stop share your screen. Yeah, okay, just a small reminder. Also, we have our general evaluator for tonight. Let's welcome Manju.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My role will be the general evaluator of the day. We already started the meeting with a fantastic note and a music. So I hope I can observe the roles and all the speakers and see and provide you some suggestions on how it went and how can you improve better. So thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Manju. Now we are moving on to our second part of the meeting, which is the prepared speeches session. So for those of you that are guests or attending a Toastmasters meeting for the first time, it's basically the fact that our members have prepared a speech based on an objective and they are here to deliver it, and they will receive feedback about their speeches. Now, before I call upon our first speaker, I would like to invite her evaluator to read out the objectives of this speech. So can I invite Carmen's evaluator, Cohen?
Yes. Carmen's speech is, the purpose are for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Carmen's title is giving positive feedback, and I shall give her the evaluation later. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Cohen. Now let's welcome our star speaker, Carmen Lee, giving positive feedback. Giving positive feedback, Carmen Lee.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carmen, and I'm a mother of two boys, one age 6 and one age 8. Their name is Carson and Hanson. So when I would say I am a new modern mom, and dare not to follow the steps of my parents' parenting style, because I think that they are very old-fashioned. So I try to Google some content about parenting and read a lot of books. And what I noticed that is there are lots of theories about parenting. And that is one concept that appears in all publications. That is giving positive feedback to your children. A psychologist said by giving positive feedback to your children, it helps them to reinforce their good behavior and also to build up their self-confidence. So giving positive feedback, well, as a Toastmaster, I think it's quite easy for me. Therefore, I try to apply this giving positive feedback in my daily life. My husband, he got a dream when he was small, trying to be the soccer player. And you know what? If a father cannot achieve his dream, what he do is try to put all his hope on his sons and try to make him achieve the dream for himself. So when my eldest son, age 4 years old, we observed that he has a talent in soccer. So my husband was very overjoyed and sent him to the soccer school. On the first day of soccer school, the boy was standing outside the soccer field, like a rock, didn't move. And I just, in my mind, I start counting because I paid the tutorial fee and it's quite expensive. It costs around $240 for an hour. And he has already standing there for 5 minutes. So I have already lost $15. And if I not do something, I think he will stay another hour, just not moving. So I move forward to my son, kneel down, look into his eyes, and tell him, "Hi, Hanson, I noticed that you're very talented in soccer. You know what? You can kick the ball 2 meters out from the field. So if you join this team and play with them, I know you will do much better and will be a good soccer player. My son heard the positive feedback and he was thinking and actually did move a bit, and I follow by physical encouragement, pushing him on his back to the soccer field. And during that class, the coach also complimented him because he did quite good during the class. So the mother has positive feedback and also the coach has positive feedback. So it's double kill, right? So on that day, from that day onwards, my eldest son, soccer fire got ignited. And he always plays soccer in the park, in the soccer field, in the house, and he just kicked the ball and break the glass, just kicked and break the light, break the fan. And he even placed a soccer ball under his feet when he was attending the Zoom online class. You know what? The teachers is teaching in the class and he just playing the football under the table. So we have scolded him not to play soccer in the house, but he just cannot stop. And I think, wow, this is the power of positive feedback, reinforcing the behavior. And my younger son, he is not a fan of sports. What he likes is just doing nothing. Yeah, it's nothing, doing nothing. And this theory implies for doing his homework too. When I am a mother in Hong Kong, we have great academic pressure from the school, because if my children didn't complete their homework, the children will call me and chase me and ask me to chase my children to complete all the homework. So my routine is when I off from work, I will go back home and then check whether they have completed all the homework. So actually, the job of a parent should be when the kids did all the homework, it is done, right? But in Hong Kong, it's not the way to do so. When you are a parent, if you saw your children having bad handwriting, actually, you cannot leave them to pass. So I tell my son, look into his eye and say, hey, cousin, I knew that you are a good boy completing all your homework, but can you see that your handwriting is just like a seaweed? And you know what? Teacher cannot recognize the seaweed character. They will think that it is a wrong word. If the answer is wrong, then you have to do the correction and you spend time to do twice, which is not an efficient way to do so, right? And my younger son listened and did follow, and he grabbed the eraser and then erased the words and write it again. So the next day, I also checked his homework. He also had the bad handwriting, and also I give him positive feedback, and such as like a looping all every day. So positive feedback did reinforce behavior, no matter it is desirable or not. So ladies and gentlemen, have you ever given positive feedback to anyone? Actually, we gave feedback to others in the workplace, at home, or even in the friend group. But sometimes it is seldom that we give positive feedback to others, because when we got positive feedback, we're just trying to persuade someone to do something that we want them to do. But I think that it would be better if you just give your feedback in a genuine way. Try to make your friends and others to feel good. So everyone, please give positive feedback to others starting from today. Back to you, TME.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Carmen. I love your summary at the end. We have the power to give people positive feedback, but can be used for good or bad things. So we gotta exercise it well with discretion. We'll now have 1 minute of silence. Okay, time for our next speaker. But before I call our next speaker, let's invite her evaluator to read out the speech objectives. So can I invite Venus to read out Choi's speech objectives?
Sure. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the evaluator for Choi Yin Chen's speech. And the purpose of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humors. Thank you, Joy.
Thank you very much, Venus. Now let's welcome our second speaker, Choi Yu Chan, Mother Moving Out. Mother Moving Out, Choi Yu Chan. Let's give her a big round of applause.
If I say mother and daughter relationship, what comes in your mind? Are you thinking about your own relationship with your mother, or your wife's relationship with her mother, or maybe your daughter with your wife, or your sister with your mother? But I bet that you will think that this relationship is challenging. Am I right? Good evening, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Let me start telling you that my relationship with my mother is a very difficult one, if not the most difficult relationship in my life. Growing up as her daughter, having her as my mother, going through all sorts of life events, made me conclude that our relationship is definitely complicated. Loving, hating, supportive, abusive, all superlatives are applicable. In the most recent chapter, she came to my rescue when I was having a baby. All the way from Shanghai, or from the Netherlands, she came to me in Shanghai to help me with the birth of my baby. Initially for a few months, but after the birth, she realized that I'm going to raise my kid alone. So she decided it's going to be long-term. Not my decision, but I didn't object. We formed a little family and 8 years passed by. Let there be no misunderstanding. I am very, very grateful. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, it is not easy to live with your mother after being 20 years solo. Plus, my mother is very dominant, controlling, a queen in the household who would never question herself. In the beginning time, I did a lot of rolling with my eyes and complained to friends that I lost all pleasure in life. Every challenge is also a gift, an opportunity to develop yourself. So I went on a journey to find a solution for my problem. And in desperate times, literally Googling how to live with a difficult person. Google said to me, read the books of Eckhart Tolle. And Eckhart Tolle's books told me to live in the moment and to be so serene that if people throw nasty things at you, you still won't get hit by it. So I was training myself to become the most patient version of myself, up to the advanced level of calmness under all circumstances, ninja. The journey is still ongoing and I'm still learning. But then life happens. My brother gets a newborn baby. So we all decided it is good that my mother is going to move out, live with my brother's family, and to help taking care of the newborn baby. My brother is very happy. Turns out he was actually very jealous of me that I was having this motherly care at any time I want, surrounded by her love and catering to my needs. If he really thinks that is this simple, then he is in for a surprise of his life. But maybe relationships between mothers and sons are relatively simple. I don't know, could be. But I do know that the relationship between daughter-in-law and a monster-in-law, mother-in-law, won't be easy. Add to that my sister-in-law does not know my mother very well. And I'm sure my brother did not warn her upfront. Plus, she is Polish, unfamiliar with the concept of an Asian mother. She's in it for a ride of her life. I am sure that in the beginning, they will tiptoe around each other. My mother biting her tongue off not to give unasked advice because she burned her fingers already. While in Hong Kong and the baby is in London, she gave this advice to not pick up the baby every time that she's crying. Well, that already gave tensions. So it's going to be interesting times. I try not to chuckle too much about it. I just hope they enjoyed each other's company. My brother getting a little bit more humble, my mother less controlling, and my sister-in-law, well, I will make sure that she can ask me or approach me anytime so I can support her. But secretly, between you and me, I want to actually insert a camera in a teddy bear. Put the teddy bear to my mother and tell her to give it to my niece. So I have 24 hours of direct access into their household. Open the popcorn and the show can begin. So a big step for all of us, including myself, finally being alone again after all these years, making my own decisions. It makes me scared, excited, but also free. For sure, it's going to be a change, but I decided to go with the flow. Or as Lao Tzu says, founder of Taoism, life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist it. Otherwise, you will create sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward into how it should be. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Choi. Big round of applause for Choi. I mean, interesting story about the camera inside the teddy bear. I would have never thought of that. Like, people say helicopter mom. I think spy mom, maybe a better term. Let's have 1 minute of silence. Our 1 minute is up. Actually, before we move on to our next speaker, I just want to clarify this. I know Karuna typed some feedback in the chat box. At Founders Toastmasters, do we normally type feedback in the 1 minute of silence? Or okay, I'll give a reminder next time, because at Dynamic we have a separate form for that. Okay, just wanted to clarify. It's time to welcome our third speaker. But before we invite him, I'd like to invite his evaluator. So Kitty, can you please tell us the objectives of his speech?
Yes, good evening. Can you all hear me? Great. So I'm Kitty Wong from Dynamic Toastmasters in Hong Kong. We need to believe, because I was told just now, just a minute ago, that the speech objectives is different from the agenda. So actually the speaker is going to present the first speech, and which is to prepare the speech on any topic, receiving feedback and applying the feedback for the second speech. So instead of the second speech, this will be his first speech, and the title is Give to Get. So I keenly look forward to that. Yes, thank you. Back to you, Joy.
Thank you very much, Kitty. Let's welcome our third speaker, Ali Erdem Derindere. Give to Get. Give to Get, Ali Erdem Derindere.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. Have you ever dealt with a voluntary work before? How many of you are a volunteer in a non-profit organization? May I see the hands, please? Oh, yeah. So many good people around. Thanks. And is there anyone who would like to talk about their experience in a brief way? Maybe what's it about? Why do you like to participate? Is there anyone? Okay, please go on.
The more you give, the more you get.
I would say I love YLP because I didn't get to do YLP at Toastmasters when I was in school, and I was a bit jealous of the schools that did. And I love watching kids speaking.
Yeah, so how long does it take?
You mean a YLP session?
Yeah.
Usually 1.5 hours.
Oh, okay. Did you like it?
I loved it. I would go back.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. I mean, have you figured it out how passionate she is about this session? You know, I love this energetic feeling that arose in us. As you know, we are passionate when we do things we love. And it doesn't have to be associated with what common belief taught us to be happy from. On the contrary, it's against what is told. Rather than getting help, give a hand to someone, make us happy and fulfilled. Let me tell you my version of volunteering. I've always wanted to be a giver, but I thought it's all about money. As I grow up and realize I'm not going to be someone like Elon Musk, so I pitied myself not to be successful. Then I met a friend whom I haven't talked after high school. He was a very promising guy, a clever man. He kicked out of one of the best schools of university. However, being a promising man, he wasn't have a job, and he was staying with his family. But even if in these conditions, I talked with him, and he was painting a primary school. He was helping kids to learn how to read. And I changed my mind. He was far cry from being rich. He wasn't successful in a common belief, but even in this dire conditions, he was trying to be helpful. Seeing that I don't have to be rich to help people, I became a volunteer in a Turkish branch of Red Cross. I donate blood, I help people, I give money to poor people there, and I did many things, but they weren't trying to add me, involve me to the situation, what is going on. One of my friends told me that they don't want people who might be a rival for them in management. And I was disappointed, yet realized you need to be persistent, even if you have good intentions. Then I became a volunteer in another state organization. It was nothing like the previous one. We took some online trainings, we took on-the-spot trainings, we made advertisements of that institution. We visited people with cancer, elders, disabled kids, etc. And I realized many of them are educated people who have good jobs, but they spend time there, and they don't spend their whole time there. I need them to devote my whole time to be a good person, as they don't do as well. I had many friends like you and feel great when I'm there. You know, we are always asking for more in life. However, we are not aware that getting more happens with giving more. A simple equation indeed. The seeds of what you have given today flourish and turns back to you. My advice for you to be a volunteer today to change your life, and it will grow in you. Thanks. Back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you. Big round of applause for Ali. Ali, you remind me of Adam Grant. He has a very famous book called Give and Take, and he talks about how individuals and organizations, their formula should be to give and then to take, and that's how they'll be successful in the long run. But I'm so glad you shared your personal stories with us. We'll now have 1 minute of silence. Feel free to share your comments in the chat box. Our 1 minute of silence is up, and we move on to the table topics session of our meeting. But I won't be explaining what table topics is. Our TTM will be. So let's give a big round of applause for our table topics master, Omar.
Thank you, Joy. Hello, everyone. Today's topic is really dear and important to me because if you stop believing, then your motivation is gone. And it's really important for you to always believe so that you can always be motivated and push ahead. Today, as a table topics master, I'll be asking a few questions which I have prepared. And I'm going to ask the questions first, then choose the person to answer. I hope you can answer the questions between 1 to 2 minutes in case there's any guests, they don't know the time issues. And I'm going to start with the questions now. The first question is, how do you keep pushing yourself when you are in doubt the most? How do you keep pushing yourself when you are in doubt the most? The first question is to Kitty. I wonder if Kitty is still with us.
I'm here.
Okay, Kitty, do you want me to repeat the question?
Ladies and gentlemen, doubt. This is also a very philosophical question. Why we doubt? Because we can't see the future. I do remember when I was a little kid, I asked my mom, will I be pretty? Will I be as fat as now? Will I be as cute as now? When I grew up, of course, we doubt because we want to control the future and the outcome. That's the reason why we study hard. Indeed, for me, I also studied very hard. I try to control everything. I try to plan ahead so that there will be no doubt in my life. But can we, really, ladies and gentlemen, when we encounter doubt, I think the very foremost and significant question that we need to deal with is why we want to control, why we cannot handle adversity, why we cannot face uncertainty. I'm sure that we like travel, right? Life is a journey. There has to be, just like Forrest Gump, a box of chocolates. You really don't know what will come next. Enjoy, go with the flow. But of course, whenever you doubt, there's something you can always do. Be authentic. Ask yourself, you are still the same, even though you doubt. Life is a journey. There has to be some difficulties, no matter what. Sorry, I can't see the timer, so I can't see the timer.
The timer has gone offline.
Oh, so, timer has gone offline.
Yeah, some
so
technical issues.
I would say if I were a dynamic, because I'm a dynamician already. Actually, ever since I became a dynamician, I doubt how much I can improve. No matter what, as long as you are in dynamic, as long as you know that you are part of it, then you can make the miracle. You can cast away your doubt because one step ahead today will make you excellent. So ladies and gentlemen, I call you for action. I know I've spoken over time because I can't see the timer card. I doubt right now at this moment, but I'm still here with you. As long as you doubt, make sure that you are in there. Do not give up because this is a journey. Doubt is natural, but when you give up, it's the end. So you ask me, when you're in doubt, what would you do? Stay where you are, enjoy, and go with the flow.
Thank you, Kitty. That's a great answer. Okay, so the next question is how to make the right decisions when you are least confident. How to make the right decisions when you are least confident. And this question is for Brian.
Before you start, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
My virtual background is playing some tricks. So, Gwen, could you show the timer card for me? Please continue, and I will put a message on chat.
Okay, so now it's Brian, please.
Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
No problem. How to make the right decisions when you are least confident?
Okay, all right, let me start. Okay, whenever I'm not least confident with with my next steps, I will usually ask friends or look for advice. Because this asking thing is something I've learned from my past few years. Like whenever I'm not confident with what I'm gonna do, or something that I'm not unsure of, I'm always down to ask someone. Because if you don't ask, I mean, if you just go for it by yourself, and you might encounter some missteps, I would say. But then if you ask someone, or ask someone that you look up to, or ask someone who is more experienced than you are, then I mean, they may not give you the best advice, but there will be a chance that you get something out of it, and that will benefit you as a person or in the whole decision-making process. So I would say asking people for advice, for all sort of suggestions and all stuff. I mean, that would be what I would suggest you also do as well. Yeah, because asking won't cost you a dime, but then it may bring you unexpected result, and it would definitely benefit the whole decision-making process, I'd say. All right, back to you.
Thank you very much, Brian. Very inspiring. Okay, the third question is, who inspires you the most to keep believing, and how and why? Who inspires you the most to keep believing, and how and why? This is for Alex.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Who inspire me and why? I guess when I were in different stages of life, a source of my inspiration were different. For example, when I was small, my inspiration came from my mother, because when I was small, my mother cared about me a lot, and she just loved me unconditionally. So every time when I have grown up, even I face difficulties or challenges, I always thought of my mother's love, so that I could stand up and move on. When I have grown up, I believe in God. So whenever I have some doubt or some problem in my mind or in my life, I will pray, and then seek for the advice from my God by reading the Bible, or by sharing my thoughts with my fellow Christian friend. Now I have come to a stage of getting very mature. For example, by the end of the year, I will be privileged to spend $2 for every travel. I mean, traveling a bus or MTR. So you know how I am now. So I will look for the source of inspiration. Actually, is the people around my life, my past, and in the history. Or of course, I will still trust in God. So all in all, what I can answer to summarize your question, to summarize my answers: source of my inspiration, my mother, the one who loved me most, my God, and also my experience. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Alex. Excellent question, excellent answer. My next question is, how should a leader inspire his team and family to always believe there is still good everywhere? How should a leader inspire his team and family to always believe there is still good everywhere? And this is for Manju, please.
Hi, Omar. Can you give me the question once again?
Yeah, sure. How should a leader inspire his team and family to always believe there is still good everywhere?
Good evening, Toastmasters. There is goodness everywhere. And this is a moment of hope, a moment of a thought of curiosity of what is in the future. I guess it's not just the leader, it is the hope that exists in every individual that makes the person believe there is goodness everywhere. The hope begins from family. from childhood, how you were raised, how each moment was made enjoyable with the family, and how every moment in life turns out to be good than expected. I think it begins from the family, and definitely the little experiences that you gain of hope and goodness and the people around you, and how you blend in with your friends will automatically spread the message from you that there is goodness everywhere. So if you get a chance to spread this message, I must say you should begin with your family. Talk about your kids. Let them score a bit less in their exams. It's okay. It is just this time. There is a better time coming up. And if you have a failure, just make it as a lesson to remember. And every situation in life can be memorized as a moment to remember. And that shows your reflection of goodness everywhere, doing by action. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Manju. It reminds me of a quote that when it's raining, look for the rainbow, and when it's dark, look for the stars. Very inspiring. Thank you very much, Manju. And my next question is, can you name 5 things that we should quit so we can be a better version of ourselves? This question is for Irene, please.
Do you mean any 5 things?
Yeah, we should quit to make ourselves better. Yes.
I guess the first thing is, if you ask me, to be a better person, quitting 5 things, I think it's not enough. So I just shortlisted to 5, on top of which I guess is hatred. I guess we shouldn't hate too much, not to mention that you hate others, but you don't hate yourself. When you feel frustrated and you probably would like to bang your head against the wall. So I think first thing on top would be hatred. And second thing, as I'm getting older and older, then I think forgetfulness is one thing I guess we should quit. Now, how to combat that? I carry a little notebook with me. I would put down things that I feel important to remember. Then I just jot them down in my little notebook and read it over and over so that I will be able to remind myself not to forget particularly names and appointments like tonight's meeting. Third thing, never quit what your inquisitivity or curiosity. I guess, now remember, curiosity doesn't mean nosy. All right, I think we should keep learning, and that would strengthen our knowledge and our social skills. Fourth thing is appreciation of a lot of things, including bad or good. So never quit your appreciation of what's going on around you, regardless whether it's good or bad. Finally, don't quit believing in yourself, because I guess what's most important is if you believe in yourself, you can. And back to you, Omar.
Thank you very much, Irene. That's a very good lesson from a very experienced person. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next question is, what does don't stop believing mean to you? What does don't stop believing mean to you? This is for Cohen, please.
Doing the timing, pick someone else.
I'll do the timing with pen if you don't mind, because I don't know how to change the background, but I'll do the timing for you.
When I will put on the chat the time.
Okay.
What was the question again?
Okay. What does don't believe mean to you?
Don't believe.
What does don't stop believing mean to you?
Oh, don't stop believing. Okay. I want to sing like what Joy did. But I'm thinking of the song Starship. Is it don't stop believing? Da, 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 da. I can't remember that song. Anyway, don't stop believing. Once upon a time, I felt that I could do anything. I felt that I could do so because of the little successes that I had in life, starting from school. I did well in my school. I joined Boy Scouts and I was a Queen Scout. So little by little, you build on your experience, your confidence, and you believe that you can do things. However, through this, while I can be academically inclined, just like Ali's friend, it does not mean success in life. And when life hits you hard, you start to doubt whether, I should continue to believe in what I am able to do. I've started businesses before, but I failed. I started 2.coms and I failed. I wanted to be a teacher and I was successful to some extent, but perhaps it is time to reevaluate that statement. So when life hits you hard, sometimes it really sways your belief in self. One thing that I would like to continue to believe in is people. That there are people, that there are good people, that there's good in this world, like Manju said, that you can trust and you can build your team with. And largely, I've met a lot of these people in Toastmasters. People without a link or a promotion to vie for, but really work hard together to form a club, to help other clubs and to help other individuals do better. So don't stop believing, and I'm sure you can get there too. Thank you.
Thank you, Cohen. I'm sure your experiences has taught us a lot today, and thank you for sharing with us. The next question is, how should a leader inspire his team to keep believing that success will be coming soon? How should a leader inspire his team to keep believing that success will be coming soon? This is for Venus, please. Hi, Venus, you're on mic. Your mic is off. We can't hear you, Venus. You're on mute.
It's okay?
Yeah, now it's okay. Go ahead.
Would you please repeat your question? It's a bit long.
Okay. How should a leader inspire his team to keep believing that success will be coming soon?
Oh, so how to keep believing that success will be coming soon, right?
As a leader, yes.
Yeah, okay. For myself, I believe that keep believing that you will succeed is just like some NLP, the neo language programming. Okay, if you say to yourself, keep going, and then one day you will succeed, and it will come, but it may not be what you expected, or it may not be the time that you expect. Life is always a surprise to you, but just believing, okay, that success would come, even though if you are still feeling that it is hopeless, or it is when we are down to the valley, or we feel difficult time. Don't stop believing that the good thing will come. Yeah, if you keep believing that good things will come, that it will come, and here comes to success. For example, when this year, after the beginning of the year, I just thinking that the previous job was really hopeless in a sense that I need to work overtime and overtime all the day and night. Yeah, for over 2 months, I keep working until midnight and even on the public holidays. And I was just thinking, oh, I just resigned and just resign and take a break. And then by that time, there was another job. My ex-colleague called me and offered me another job. So I believe that someday, if you thinking something you want to do, even though it is not succeed, it doesn't succeed in a moment, or it is still in the dark side, it doesn't matter. When it is the darkest side, so the dawn will come soon. So don't stop believing and success will come. Even though the form might not be what you expect or what you are not estimate, the time, the way, it doesn't matter as long as you keep believing. Just move on, and don't lose your hope. And this is my experience, and I believe just keep saying to yourself, don't stop believing, and the success will come, will make you success one day. Thank you, Omar.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for sharing. And in such a short moment, we were able to get so many inspirational ideas and motivational things to keep us pushing so we can keep on believing. Thank you very much. And back to you, Joy. Thank you.
Omar, can you write down the list of the sequence of the speakers in the chat, please? Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you very much, Omar. Big round of applause to Omar and all of our table topic speakers. We now come to our break session. We're actually 2 minutes early, so I guess we can have a 7-minute networking break. How's that? Yeah, okay. So I'll see you all back here at 8:25 Hong Kong time.
Joy, I thought you were saying a natural break or networking break.
Natural networking break?
The natural break means going to the toilet.
Oh.
Networking break is about networking.
Well, some people may need a natural break.
Oh, yes.
We don't
I
stop them.
I need one. Okay, I'll come back soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
So do we have any guests here, Joy, or it's all the members from both the clubs?
That's a good question. Do we have any guests here?
Oh yeah, here we have guest Lisa Lee, Zhuhai High Tech. Hi, Lisa.
Is that a filter? Like a
wow.
filter?
That was a
Lisa,
cat.
your voice was not clear. I think there's some problem with the microphone.
Oh dear.
We can't hear you. I know you said, can you hear me? No, we can't hear you. I think you put something.
Oh dear.
Does anyone here know Lisa?
I think something went wrong with her mic. It's a mic. It's not.
It's a mic,
The mic or the speed? The speed.
Ah, the speed.
Could be, yeah.
The speaking speed.
I can't hear you.
Lisa, say something.
Lisa, we can't hear you. No.
Or maybe you could, yeah, introduce yourself in the chat box.
So where do you normally meet, Joy?
So we actually meet at a hotel. It's called Hotel Nina, but it's becoming a quarantine hotel. So we've moved to a co-working space, and we're gonna start physical meetings next month.
Okay.
By the way, for founders members who don't know, Joy was one of the table topics district champion.
Thank you.
So we might like to invite her to give a table topics workshop.
Happy to. So Karuna, which part, where are you from?
I'm from the Founders Club. And right
Like
now
you're in Hong Kong or?
Oh yeah. I'm part of. I've come to your place. I think I met you also, Joy. I met your dad. I came with Bharat.
At Tung Chung Toastmasters.
No. I came to your place in Shimshat's Way.
Oh, the studio. Okay.
Yeah, I came to the studio. I think Eddie and me and Bharat, three of us came to your studio. Yeah. And we met your dad. We met your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, sounds like I met your mother, the TV show. Lisa, are you there? Still cannot. Okay.
Oh.
Lisa, were you one of the division directors that I served with? Yes or no? Oh, yes. Lisa was the division, a past division director, serving with me in the 2010 to 2020 to 2021 term. Yes.
I think on my agenda, we are on time now. The photo session, and we should go on for the next one. Joy, double check, please.
We haven't taken a photo yet, actually.
But I think we gave a break, and few people have taken the break.
Yeah, so just.
I think it was a nature break. So
yeah, that's why.
No, if everyone is back, we can start because the break should have finished at 2019. Now it's 2022, as per the agenda.
Is everybody back?
No, Manju is not come.
Okay, maybe we wait.
Our counter Brian has not come.
Well, I'm just wondering if is someone sharing the screen, because I can. It's not the normal screen I'm seeing.
It's not. Okay,
is it on my? It's just my. Oh, sorry. It's my fault. Is I clicked the speaker view. Yeah. Ah, okay, now.
Just change the speaker view.
Yeah. Sorry.
If we can start with evaluation, we could start. So let's see. I'm here. Let's see. Oh, they are not here. So Kitty is perhaps not here, and then Venus is somewhere.
Kitty is here. Kitty is here.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Venus is here
Venus
too.
is back.
Is Lisa taking a role today?
She's marked herself as guest.
She's not. Okay. Anyway.
So should we get started in that case?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so let's welcome our first evaluator who will be evaluating Carmen. A big round of applause for Cohen.
Yes, I'm visible. No, I'm audible.
Yes.
The purpose of today's speech for Carmen is to receive feedback on any speech topic. And in particular, the notes for the evaluator states that I have to look at a number of things. And the first thing I need to look at is it a well-organized speech? And I can certainly say that Carmen has given a well-organized speech. How do we know it is well-organized? First, she introduced herself, her family, her husband, her two sons. We even know the names of her two sons, Carson and Manson. And then she tried to tell us she wants to be a modern mom, a mom that is different in parenting style than her own mom. And through reading, she found that the best thing is to give positive feedback to children. And then she shared 3 stories, one about her husband's dream to play soccer, and perhaps that he wanted the dream to be passed on to the son. And then the second story, which is of the first son's attempt, the first day of playing soccer. And finally, the story of the second son, who has wonderful handwriting. So it is logically and chronologically presented. So it was a very well-organized speech. Next, I'm going to focus on the member speaking style, which is the requirement of her speech today. So how did Carmen do, right? Now, I felt that Carmen is a natural. First thing is because she's speaking about a topic which is very personal to her family members. So her style was comfortable. And when you listen to her, her voice was soothing as well. So I think this is one of the strengths that Carmen has. Let's take a look at improvements, right? What can Carmen do to improve her speech? Now notice that this is I think lower level speech. So therefore the requirements is not as heavy as, for example, a competitive speech. So I shall evaluate to that. First, I felt that Carmen has a beautiful smile, right? She is, she should make use of a smile more. And remember, a smile is part of body language, and it is very important to make full use of her body language. What else can she make use of? Her hair, I felt. Now, I'm not one to demonstrate hair, but I felt that her hair was covering much of her face. But if she can push up her hair, it will be much more visible. Just like news anchor, their hair is very pushed back and the face is fully visible. And what else can she do? The next thing she can do is she had a habit, and I caught this habit of her looking up whenever she's thinking. I have that habit too. So one thing is, if you are in Zoom, you can look at the camera, or if you're in a physical setting, look at the audience. Second, I felt that because it is a personal story, she could and she should put in more emotions and gestures into her story. For example, the dad wanting to be a soccer player and her son making her first kick. And then the third son, right, the younger son, making the handwriting, perhaps showing like a picture of the handwriting before and after. So in conclusion, she did very well. And I feel that she could improve on her body language and give more personal emotions into her story. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Cohen. We now invite our second evaluator who will be evaluating Troy. Let's give a big round of applause for Venus.
Hello. Good evening, especially to Speaker Choi Yu Chen. So your speech is really wonderful. Why do I say that? Because I'm also a mother too. And I believe that there is a very common, I would say a common value in the speech. Yeah, so I enjoy it very, very much. Thank you for giving us this speech. And mother is moving out. I think it is good in a way that you really add some humorous story in your speech. This is what the purpose of this speech for. And throughout the whole speech, it is very smooth. The development is logical and easy to follow. And one thing I especially like is about some humorous elements in it. For example, how to live with the difficult mother. You Google it, okay? Nowadays, Google is our tools, I would say our lifeguard tools, because it is everything in Google, okay? Google how to live with the difficult mom. And the second element in this humorous speech is about the Lina Jaja. I like you make this character into our daily lives. And the other thing I would say is about the story itself is not really I would not say a really like hero story, but you show a hero image for the mother, the role of mother. Okay, when you have a baby and then your mother is your rescue. I like this word very much. And also when your mother move out to take care of your brother's newborn baby, so your brother was jealous about when you live with your mother and take care of your baby. So all these readings are really make the story vivid and also make a mental image in my heart or in my mind. And therefore I enjoy it very much. But I must confess that due to the technical signal, the speech I believe that the speech was delivered in a very good way and also fluent. But due to the signal problem, some of the key words that I missed, I'm sorry about that. But on the whole, besides the humorous elements in this project, I also find that your speech is well structured, especially there are some good sentences, like the sentences in your conclusion, let reality be reality, let things flow. And also life is a series of natural, spontaneously, oh, that I missed the word. So I believe these sentences are very beautiful and very useful to us. So thank you very much. And also for the delivery, you have, I think you are very familiar with the Zoom meetings. So you set the stage very well, and you use it very well also with all the hand gesture, free hand gesture, very natural. And also you have the good eye contact with the camera. That is with our audience. So that's very good. And also your vocal variety, although there are some words I missed, I still heard your fluency and also the articulation in your speech, and that was very good. Maybe to be picky to your speech, I would say maybe you add some contrast element in your speech, so that oh, the other thing I like is about the tiny camera in the teddy bear. That's also humorous and interesting. And back to the area for improvement, maybe some contrast, maybe some values as a modern mother like you, and also the Asian mother like your mother, the grandma. So it will make it more interesting and also well accepted to the audience. But on the whole, I like it very much, and I look forward to your next speech. Thank you. Back to you, Joy.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Venus. Now we have our final prepared speech evaluator who will be evaluating Ali. Let's welcome Kitty. Kitty, you're on mute.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Ali, on completing your speech, which requires you to elaborate on speech on any topic. The topic is direct and simple. You are calling us really to do more voluntary work, and particularly like the ending when you said that with the seeds that you plant, they will flourish and they will get back to you. Showmanship-wise, I would say that your style is very conversational, just like talking to an old friend. And your gestures, they are to the point and not contrite or over-exaggerated. Your eye contact is sufficient. And of course, it can build direct awareness with the audience. I particularly like sometimes you're moving forward and backwards so that you can place emphasis on some particular points. You have already got an A in this speech. If I were you, I want to get more A's, A++++. I would give you 2 comments. First of all, is about the attention. Your opening, you used a question, right? To start it off. You want to start with something general and then move to specific. And then towards the end with the general calling for action. This is a very typical approach. If I were you, I would use rhetorical questions instead of throwing the attention to the audience. Workshop, we need this kind of interaction. But for 7-minute speech, this is your stage time. You should be focusing on your attention, right? For example, the rhetorical question is, we all like voluntary work, don't we? What are the reasons? Fulfillment fellowship, or fun? Yes, of course. Let's look at what I think. So in that, I would say your introduction can be shortened. The other thing is, I expect a more coherent theme in terms of comparing before and after. I noticed that you actually had some fallacies about doing voluntary work. For example, you said that I do not get money. So in other words, I cannot be a volunteer. And then eventually you met a guy and that was enlightening. You change, sharpening the contrast. What are those hurdles
that make you feel that you cannot get what you want to get from doing voluntary work? And then what is the turning point? And then eventually you get it. I think when you said that the seeds that you planted, they will flourish and get back to you. A more striking story will be someone that you helped came to you and helped you out instead. So you see, this is what we say reciprocate. So all in all, it was definitely an A-grade speech. I really look forward to your attention allocation, your time management. Remember the introduction. Make sure that you can really get the control instead of asking questions. And the other is sharpening the contrast before and after. Other than that, I really look forward to your shining on stage, Ali.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Kitty. We now welcome our table topics evaluator. Let's welcome Karuna.
Hey, I'm here. Omar, I love the way you did your table topics. You just had a list of people that you called on. Usually in a table topic, as a table topic master, we spend a lot of time trying to get the people in. It's kind of, you have to have people raise their hand and you lose a lot of time. You were like bang, bang, bang. Okay, you also gave Cohen, who is a timer, one of the speech topics. And Cohen just took it and ran with it. Very beautiful. I really like the way you manage the time for the table topics. In terms of feedback, in terms of improvement, I found the topics were long. Many of the speakers could not remember. And when such long topics, it might be better to put it in a PPT or put it in the chat box so that people can read it and be prepared to when they start their impromptu speech. So that would be a suggestion. And there's one more suggestion I found. Two of the topics were very similar. How should a leader inspire a team? The same thing you've used 2 times. You could have tried having 2 different topics itself. These are my suggestions to you, Omar. I really liked it. Now, getting into the speeches, the impromptu speeches that we've had, we found 3 of our beautiful ladies here played a trick. Although Omar gave us these large topics, I saw that Kitty, Manju, and Venus just took one word out of the topic. Kitty just took doubt and she ran with that. Manju took goodness and Venus took success. And they built their whole 2 minutes topic on that. That's a beautiful way, for those who are new to table topics, when you're given a large topic and you're trying to figure out how to work with that, just take one word out of the topic and then you move in and you start rolling. And as it goes, you build your body, you build the structure, and you build your conclusion. Beautiful. And you had Irene disagreed and agreed. She said, there's not 5 things, there's more things. So she disagreed and then agreed on the topic. And she gave personal experiences. She shared her life stories. It was nice. It was touching. Alex took the topic of believing and inspiration. And Alex talked about his mother, which all of us can relate to. Even Choi would relate to that. And God, which is very deep and personal. Alex, you brought it very beautifully in. And you also shared with us about your $2 coming up soon in Hong Kong for you, for your MTR rides. So it was an inside Hong Kong joke. So all of us here in Hong Kong knew what we were saying. It was nice. And Cohen, this is beautiful. You started with a song, you made us all relaxed, and then you took us into the whole topic. And although you started casually with a song, you did give us very deeper meaning of the topic. You shared very personal, deeper meaning in that topic. Now, Brian, the last few minutes, I'm going to hold on to you because you are our youngest and newest member. I like the way you replied. You took the topic, you took the full topic, and you replied, Brian, and you replied that how to make the right decision when you're least confident. You answered very clearly. Ask questions to an experienced person. Perfect. And one thing you could have improved on, share a personal anecdote where you ask somebody a personal question, a senior person, and maybe gave you the right answer or a wrong answer. You could make it humorous if you want, and bring in your life so that the audience can relate to you better and take away from there. So all in all, I enjoyed all of your impromptu speech. Thank you. I think I might be, is my time even up or?
Green, you're still good.
Okay, that's it. I've run out of things to say. Thank you.
Okay, big round of applause for Karuna. We now move on to our facilitator reports. So let's welcome our counter, Brian.
Oh, hey, so let me start with, so today's count, I'd say is a relatively good one. Except for 1 to 2 person who did quite a bit of ums and ahs. Let's start with Cohen. He did speak quite a lot, but then I didn't even count a single R or from him. And then for Choi, also 0 from her. Joseph is 0. Joy, you're the Toastmaster of the day, and still 0 for you. And for Irene, I've counted 6 of them, 6 ums, I'd say. And then for Bharat, I did count 5 R. That's it. And for Manju, it will be 2 ums and 1 R. Yeah. And then for Carmen, she did 1 R, and the word "and" she kind of overused it over the whole passage. And right. And then for Ali, Ali, for you, you did you used quite a lot of R's and over 10 for each of them. So yeah, be careful with that. And for Alex, you've got none of them as well. And for Omar, I've caught you for 1 and then for Fairness 1 as well. And for Karuna, it will be around 8 and 1 R and 4 R. And that is much about for my R counter for today. Right. It's time for your time back.
Okay, thank you. Big round of applause to Brian. We now welcome our timer, Bharat.
Hello, everyone. Apologies for whatever challenges we had. I have put in the time report on the chat. You can have a look. And I have also mentioned who has not qualified. Timing is very important, and we need to keep our focus on the time allotted, including the grace period. Once we are out of grace period, that means we are disqualified. Believe in yourself, you can do it. Let's try to be on time. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Bharat. You were clearly on time, so to the point with your wonderful report. We now welcome our grammarian, Irene.
Right. So it has been a wonderful meeting. As I said, I'll be listening attentively. Now, I believe, as I said, you are all very good speakers. And if I really have to be very, very picky, I have to say, I put the blame on a number of things. First, technical problem. As you can see, I have my earphone with me, and either one of them would fall. Don't ask me why. Probably I should have a bigger ear hole to hold those earplugs. Sometimes they slipped and I missed some of the words. And I believe when I have to pay attention to most of the grammatical aspects, I really have to listen to the correctness as well as the context. I have to say this, I fail at times. However, I'm really pleased to pick up some of those really nicely used or phrased sentences. One of which is from Brian. He said overused words when he's going to count the unnecessary words. And a lot of the time, we only say unnecessary. He paid attention to overused utterance or excessively used words. Something I really have to learn from Brian, and everybody can do that as well. I heard Choi said in her speech, which I like a lot, she said a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Yes, I do believe that it's natural and spontaneous changes which we have to accept. And then what she added later on was let reality be reality. Very nice. Not exactly the wording, but I heard somebody said, look for rainbow. Very positive. I like that a lot too. A lot of the time, it's while we are speaking, it's not really paying much attention while we have to speak on the spot. We may mix up with the use of auxiliary verb and followed by a verb-based form. I'm giving an example, like instead of don't run, we would slip of the tongue, don't ran. So these are the areas we may have to practice a bit more. And one word I heard a lot, and I believe the pronunciation should be common, instead of common. And many local people say common. In fact, the pronunciation should be common instead of common, common, all right? As I said, I would like to end my report in the words, the lyric from the song at the beginning, which is in ecstasy. And this end my report and also conclude my feeling of being able to join this meeting. All right, back to you, Joy.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause to Irene. Before we invite our general evaluator, I'd like to ask, do you release a voting form link at this time? Yes.
We're gonna vote on Zoom. So
on Zoom. Okay, so then later, right? Later, okay, yeah. No problem. So it's time for our general evaluator. Let's give a big round of applause to Manju.
Thank you, Joy. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Never stop believing. The 3 C's of when I relate to never stop believing is C for courage, 2 for commitment for your goals, 3, the third C is for collaboration to give your goals wings or channels. That's what this meeting is all about. So as we begin the joint meeting of Dynamic Toastmasters and Founders Toastmasters, this is a lot of teamwork. I must say we should give a big round of applause to the VPE of Dynamic and the Founders Toastmasters. Now, we began the meeting with a very good note. The Toastmaster of the day opened the session with a wonderful song that set the tone of the meeting, Don't Stop Me. And it was indeed a very good way to start a meeting. Who said we cannot have songs in Toastmasters meeting? Great spirit exhibited, Joy, and there's a lot to learn from you. And Joy, one thing I really love about your style of speech is your diction. It's absolutely clear, the speed, the pace. Keep it up and believe that that is your strength. Mark it up for all your goals. Coming up, we have very great, excellent facilitators for the meeting. All the role players, our counter, timer, grammarian, opened the meeting and introduced their roles excellently well, very clear. The speakers, overall, your evaluators have evaluated your speech. However, I would like to say all the speakers were well prepared with your topic. You had a clear outline and a clear conclusion about what you want to speak. I really appreciate it. This is definitely the first step towards committing on your tasks. One suggestion I have for every speaker is you had great topic, great speech content, and there was a lot of experience of you as a person flowing in. I would suggest you to mentor your speech. Just one step ahead, one step add in between your preparation. Go ahead, talk to your mentor. It will give a lot of strength, a 50% more strength to you and to your speech. And that is definitely doubling your growth for the next 6 months. So please do send your script. If you have not sent it today, until today, send your today's script to your mentor, get it mentored. It will double up the value. It's not just double up, it will be maybe 10 times more of the value that you have today. Now, the second point I want to say is about all the evaluators. The evaluators, the first evaluator, let me go on to Coin, the evaluator of Carmen. Coin had a very effective way of evaluating, tackling by the organization of the speech. And how did Carmen do? What did Carmen do? And how did Carmen do? And what can Carmen do better? This is clearly a well-organized way of evaluating a speech. That is a fantastic model, I would say, Coin. And you also observed on the limited body language and using props and using emotion suggestions on using all these into the speech, which I thought was definitely valid. One suggestion is I would ask you to plan the recommendations a little bit ahead. So we have a short time for the observations and then a longer time for the recommendation, because there is so much value in your recommendation, being an experienced Toastmaster as well. And in order for the speaker to remember, there has to be more time allocation. The planning of your evaluation speech has to be a little more cautious. My note of observation for the second evaluator, choice evaluator, Venus. Venus, you had a clear observation on the choice specific objective, the adding humor, which was absolutely right. And you also thought about creating that mental imagery for the audience, which was what, if I were evaluating Choi, this is what I would suggest her as well about creating that mental imagery. A couple of suggestions I would like to give you, Venus, is probably you are listening to yourself. Some words are getting repeated. So all I want to say is just be confident, and you are really heard. You can just give it a smooth flow. When you repeat, your flow is getting hindered. And second thing, suggestion I would like to give you is, as you organize your evaluation speech, remember the time for positive feedback first, and then the recommendation, and then a collective conclusion of all that you have already said. So I found that you had a positive feedback, a recommendation, then a positive feedback, then a recommendation, which I thought would be difficult to memorize. The third evaluator for Ali is evaluator Kitty. Kitty, I would say your evaluation was one of its kind of a model evaluation. A very seasoned evaluator, I must say. You had your recommendations were exactly matching my recommendations for Ali. The stage time and contrast on the emotion, what happened to me. Great summary. Now, if you wish to stand out more in the crowd, I would suggest you stand up and command your stage, use your stage presence, and establish your presence. So that is the challenge I would like to give you, Kitty. Wonderful evaluations anyway, great learnings from all the evaluators. Table topics, I must say everyone did a good job, and table topic evaluator Karuna has already put in his suggestions. One suggestion I would like to give on table topic masters ideas were, you had fantastic topic. It would be nice to call out the speakers in advance. For example, you may ask, Kitty, would you like to take the next topic? Just calling out and grabbing their attention. So that will be a nice way of, putting it across. As you might have observed, some of the speakers would have asked you to repeat the topic. So there was a slip of attention there. Table topic evaluators, you had a collective observation on each speakers, and you spoke on how to tackle the topic, which is very good. And definitely that is the challenge for every table topic speaker. And you noted good points for each speakers. Only thing is you might have to add recommendations for the table topic master as well, other than the speaker. So a complete flow on how the energy was running through the session, that could have been an added value to the whole session. So my suggestion to the table topics evaluator is, you can see how the vibrance was created by the table topic session throughout. So that is one recommendation for you, table topic evaluator. Now we had the facilitators, our counter Brian. Brian, a new member, and I think, Brian, you have taken the role for the first time. Amazing. I see your patience to observe each and every speaker. Fantastic. Thank you so much. It was a great job. Well done. Timer Bharat, I would, despite all the technical difficulties, I really appreciate that you had a backup timer, Coin, and you synchronized with him, and Coin stepped in at the right time. So we never faced the issue of not having a timer. So we had the timing noted for every other speech, and this is really appreciated. And I do not know how you handled it, but you handled the situation really well. So that is well noted. Grammarian, Irene, your diction is very commendable. I really admire it. and you had noted very clear observations, and you have also noted the pronunciation for some misspelled words and whatnot. You had a great conclusion for the entire speech. So that is a message that we may need to give. Every other speech may need to have a good conclusion connecting to the theme or connecting to your role. Finally, the Toastmaster of the day. What recommendation I would like to give you? I started with the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster, you may need to sustain the energy even after the break time. That is one suggestion for you. So how you deal with it, probably you can interact with the guest, or how you might throw a question. So I felt that we could have had more energy after the break. So overall, I would suggest, as I end this general evaluation report, as we took the courage to meet, we took the commitment to meet and be present in this meeting, and we had collaboration and learning in this 2 hours time. I have one question to the audience. As we did this 3 C's of never stop believing, 3 C's of never stop believing, I would like to ask you, what is that one goal that you want to hold on to yourself, never stop believing in it? Which is that one goal that you want to hold on and never stop believing it? Let's conclude today's meeting with that thought. If you have it already in your mind, write it down and let that be in your mind forever. Back to your Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Manju. Wonderful general evaluation. And I'm sure our speakers, evaluators, facilitators, guests, everybody who has attended this meeting has learned so much from your evaluation. In fact, the meeting's not over, so I'm gonna take your feedback. Are your energy levels back up? Okay, I think we're seeing a bit of improvement, although people yawning in there as well. So we'll now move on to voting for the best speakers.
Poll is launched.
Yeah. Sorry, Cohen, you're muted.
Finished?
Finished.
Everyone voted? 3, 2, and 1. I'll end the poll. Okay, you can continue. I'll share the results later.
So I can't see the results.
Oh, you want to see the results right now, or okay?
I do. That's how we usually do it at Dynamic, but
okay, let's do it.
Is it different?
No problem. Let's do it. Let's drum roll.
Okay,
for the best speaker, the best evaluator, and the best table topic speaker goes to
Carmen. Our best speaker is Carmen. Big round of, I believe Carmen left early.
Yes, she left.
Yeah.
And the best evaluator is Kitty.
Kitty. Big round of applause.
Yes.
And
the best table topic is myself.
Congratulations, Cohen.
Thank you very much, all the winners.
So do we have like a certificate or ribbon presentation on Zoom?
We don't have ribbon online, but probably like there are some PDF cert. Yes.
Okay, so we'll send you those PDF certificates. Stay active on WhatsApp. You'll receive them soon. Congratulations to our best speakers and evaluators. Now I'll hand the time. Oh, before we do that, I believe we missed out on the group photo during the break. I think we should do that.
Can we take a group photo now?
Yes. Yes.
Ryan, can you come back? Turn on your camera.
Who's taking?
I'm taking. Alex.
Right.
1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, it's done.
Thank you, Alex. It's now time for our closing remarks by our dynamic president, acting president, I should say, Joseph. Big round of applause for Joseph.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Manju, for being our general evaluator. Thank you so much. And also, big thanks to Bharat. Bharat started approaching me for a joint meeting last year, actually it's last July, and he just don't stop believing that this won't happen. And now it's just good that at least during this term, we can have this joint meeting. It's always nice to have a joint meeting so that we can come to meet new friends, old friends, and also learn from each other, because I think being able to attend a joint meeting, we can be exposed to kind of different kind of comments, different perspectives when people comment on our speech. So it's really good experience. Yeah, and I think as a member of the Toastmaster community, we want to be a leader. We want to be a good communicator. And for tonight's joint meeting, I think I've also learned. I think we through the Toastmastering, we can learn to be a good team player. As a team, we will win. To have this joint meeting being enabled, I think there are a lot of efforts behind the scene, Bharat, and also the VPEs of both teams, and also with all the facilitators, GEs. So I think a well done, a big round of applause to everyone. Well done, everyone. Okay. So I hope we'll have a joint meeting again, maybe sooner, maybe next term, hopefully. Yeah. So I pass the time to Bharat. Thank you, Bharat.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Few things which I notice and which I believe in. First of all, thank you for your patience, for being responsive for these 12 months. Yes, it took time, but then again, if we believe that we can do it, we will do it. Manju has set us a goal today, everyone. For me, I believe that founders can follow clubs like Dynamic and some other experience club. Today I can see so many DTMs there. And believe me, I am on the verge of getting a DTM award myself. And it is not an easy journey. It is not an easy journey. We have to keep believing in ourselves. And at this minute of time, what I believe, with joint meetings in those struggling times, we are still able to manage 15 members, all role capers taken. I also believe in time when we are a little old, experienced club, we will have a more oiled machinery which can do some more efforts in all fields, raise the meeting quality, raise awareness. There are so many ambiguity today, like the evaluation forms, how to connect. We have been constantly working on that. And we believe, and my goal is that I believe is that sooner or later, we will be an advanced club and a very well-oiled club. So thanks everyone for the support, especially founders who are struggling at this minute of time. Every club is struggling because of member involvement due to various reasons at COVID. But as they say, great things happen to those who don't stop believing, trying, and learning. So being grateful to all my team members, to everyone at Dynamic, and I bring this meeting adjournment there. Big round of applause for everyone here.